There's something to be said for doing your best to make new friends. There's something to be said for doing everything you can to make someone feel at home when they're out of place. There's even something to be said for going out of your way to work through someone's flaws so that understanding and peace can be reached. A point that I don't often bring up or go into depth with is that there has to be a line drawn somewhere. In the past, I've given vague guidelines, such as someone who only seeks to take advantage of your kindness, simply doesn't want to change, and when there's an unnecessary amount of danger present. The reason I don't bring up this point much is because I often struggle with finding that line, and it would be dishonest of me to try to give an answer if I don't have one myself. But that's where I find myself when examining Pinky's situation in Party Pooped. While I can get behind the concept of this episode's implied lessons, I'm quite wary of suggesting their execution. Ultimately, it stumps me on the questions of what to do when provided with a similar situation. We saw Pinky take the peaceful route in trying to resolve the conflict with someone who clearly can't be reasoned with. I certainly wouldn't have recommended this, as common etiquette dictates that we not lose our tempers and go on a rampage while as a guest in someone else's domain. My first instinct is to diffuse the anger and try to come to an understanding of each other through communication. If that fails, the next step would be to warn them of their behavior and punish their behavior should the warnings fail. In the event that this final stage is reached, I can usually guess by their following actions if attempting friendship is a lost cause or not. But the ladder of escalation wasn't employed here. We also saw Pinkie Pie refuse to give up, and I've vouched for this on many occasions as well, but it's always been within the context of keeping friends or saving lives. It's never been in the context of trying to make friends with someone whose actions show that not only are they uninterested in reciprocating friendship, but they also have no respect for you in the first place. It doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. Friendship is supposed to be an equal relationship built on trust and respect, fueled by a mutual need for camaraderie. If you're the only one reaching out, can it really be called friendship? Then it all concludes with an odd and, frankly, poorly explained combination of enlightening each other by sharing our true selves instead of imitating others, and simply doing your best. I can get behind these concepts as well, but I've already covered the disastrous results of donning a false mask for the sake of impressing others in a few other videos, and I have learned to face a harsh reality that trying your hardest alone is not always sufficient. If you still can't succeed despite trying your hardest, it means that you're doing something wrong, to which there can often be consequences for failing. That's when you have to reflect, find out what you're doing wrong and better yourself before trying again, or move on from the challenge and focus on fixing whatever collateral damage ensued from the adventure. While effort is a huge part of the equation, one's method is equally important. It would be dishonest of anyone to tell you that simply trying your hardest is sufficient when a task has failed. It would be foolish of anyone to think it themselves, for it would eliminate the opportunity to learn from failures. But it's also possible that I could be wrong. I know firsthand that it's easy to botch climbing the ladder of escalation, and doing so has caused me to go through a lot of unnecessary conflict and lost hardships. Maybe we need to go the full distance to reach out to people who don't understand friendship so that peace can be spread. Maybe it's about trying your hardest in good faith that your actions will convey your intentions better than your words. Where is the line? Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm missing some sort of metaphor and it's a very good bunch of questions that we should be constantly asking ourselves. Or maybe it's just a poorly written cluster screw of good-natured concepts getting lost in the frame of a hyperactive and confusing plot structure. I don't know. This episode's theme brings me to further meditate on things that I regularly struggle with. This is the part where I would normally briefly recap and encourage my audience to do the same, but I don't even know for certain what the episode got right or wrong. So, all I can say is, just do your best, and let's hope that you get it right. And I hope that's the moral of the story. If you have anything you would like to hear discussed or reviewed, you can drop your suggestions by following BronyBuck on Tumblr or sending an email to bronydebates@gmail.com. Be sure to check out Irish John's channel for some funny short films, as well as MechUser23's channel for some cool gameplay videos, and thank them for all of their support. Feel free to check out my Patreon to see how you can support my channel and what you'll get in return. Big thanks to all of those supporting me already. Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from all of you soon.